Yeah, man.
Yo. Okay. I'm actually feeling so ashamed of myself right now.
Why is that?
But thank the Lord, I am married to a woman that, how do you say, that kind of makes sense of my life. And she's the better half of my brain. And she just reminded me now that I probably did one of the most important events of my life on Heritage Day. And it was the Save District 6 museum live stream. That's what I
Oh
did.
my word. So yeah, there we go. So she saved the day.
He was, man. She was. I'm actually sure. Okay, okay. Now, but all good, all good, all good. I actually know what's going on up here now. So yeah.
Nah, you forgive it. You forgive it. All right, it's 4 minutes to. I think I'm gonna. So if okay, so I'm just going to for now. I'm going to send before I say yeah. All right, so I'm going to cut my video feed and my mic feed now. Then I'm gonna send it
Okay.
to Facebook quickly, and then I'm gonna let the countdown timer run. And so the minute the countdown timer has come to an end, then I come up, and then we all just then you can just
Oh,
activate. No,
okay. Cool. So I'll wait for your signal.
perfect.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So I'm cutting now as well.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sure, man.
Sure, D. Sorry, my apologies. It's, I don't know, I'm having a bit of a technical glitch here. It's not wanting to connect to Facebook Live. So just give me 1 minute or so. Let me just try and sort this out. Um,
Sure, no problem, eh?
Well, a heartfelt welcome, everybody, to the Western Cape Teachers Forum, a platform where we educate, empower, and excel. We educate through dialogue, sharing information so that we can excel in our respective spaces, so that can empower ourselves with the necessary knowledge and skills that we have. Now, colleagues, like I said, greetings once again. It's Thursday, and thank you very much to each and every single person who has entered in our 4 competitions. Very exciting. Tonight, after the interview with a live guest, we will make that announcements in terms of who our winners are for our 4 competitions, and that will be done live right after this particular interview. Now, tonight, ladies and gentlemen, in the backdrop of Heritage Day that we've celebrated last week, or rather last month, Heritage Month, where we recognize the cultural wealth of the nation and where we celebrated the day remembering the cultural heritage and diversity that we as a population of South Africa make up. We've had a conversation with Fraser Berry, who spoke about his perspective and what he identifies as. And so tonight we just take the conversation slightly further. And so tonight we are really spoiled in that we have DJ royalty in the form of the Grandmaster DJ Ready D himself. He's a DJ producer, or as it's called, a turntablist. He's a performer. He's a radio presenter on Good Hope FM, among other things, or just to mention a few. He goes by the name of Ready D, but his birth name is Dion Daniels, and he's married to Malika Daniels, who's also his manager, and they have 2 sons together. The Grandmaster Ready D, good evening to you, and welcome to the forum.
Thank you so much, Lee. Good evening to you and good evening to all the viewers. It's really awesome to be here, and I thank you for the opportunity.
Well, the pleasure is all ours. Now, before we get into the nuts and bolts of the conversation tonight, and as a little bit of an icebreaker, I want to ask you just a few questions, but I want you to give me one-liner response, so just one sentence. Now, the first one is, what does Reddy do like doing in his spare time?
Sure, I wish there was such a thing as spare time, but if I did have that opportunity, I think in terms of where I am right now in my life, I think I just want to chill, just kick back and chill. Just
Nothing,
kick back and chill. That's all I want to do. Yeah, yeah,
nothing wrong with
definitely.
it. What's the most interesting thing you've seen or read this past week?
Well, I'm actually following the story in the United States, with the whole Donald Trump saga, and just kind of keeping tabs on what's happening in the US, because that, for me, I use that as an example of the worst case scenarios. So whenever I have a conversation with people about COVID-19, I'm always telling them, just look at what's happening in America, and that will make you understand what not to do. You know,
Yes.
so we have to do everything that we can to be intelligent about our situation and to be cautious, and also, you know, just to take this pandemic serious.
100%. What is one of your biggest pet hates?
Wow. Sure, pet hates. When when people don't do what they're supposed to do and what they are trained to do. For
Sure.
me, I think that annoys me quite a
Okay.
lot.
All right. Your favorite place to eat?
Favorite place to eat? Wow, at home. Wife's cooking.
Nothing wrong. That's a safe answer.
Yeah, I'm always telling people, look, um, you know, if we're going to a restaurant, especially when it's one of our family members or my son likes to take us out to restaurants, and I'm always telling him, do you think that this restaurant's cooking is better than your mom's cooking? Because she set the bar high. And if they can't outcook your mom, then sorry, I'm not interested. Take me somewhere where I'm familiar with what I'm actually going to eat. I'm not impressed by this big plates with the small little food on
Yeah,
it with
man.
the decorations and stuff.
Yeah.
So no. But
At
other than
least,
that, home cooking for me all the way. Yeah. I'm going to go with dal and fish fricadelle. Yeah, there we go.
oh, that's I seals course media. Okay, last one. If you had to change your stage name, what would it have been apart from Ready D?
I think I'll just go with D, eh?
Okay.
Because that letter kind of honors my birth name, you know, and I don't think it will be right for me to change it to anything else. And also to bear in mind, you know, it's a name given to me by my mom, and knowing what mothers have to endure to take care of the kids and to bring a child into this world, I think that's probably one of the highest ways that I could honor is to use that letter D. Although I have converted to Islam many years ago. But the Ready and the D, it's quite significant, you know, as far as things go within my life outside of it just being a brand or a name of a personality.
Wow, that is profound. Ready D, thank you very much for being a good sports. Now let's get into the serious conversation or the topic that we're dealing with tonight: culture and heritage. Now, what was your 24th of September like, Heritage Day? Did you celebrate it, and what is the significance behind Heritage Day for you?
Sure, man. You know, with regards to Heritage Day, I had the typical upbringing of a kid on the Cape Flats that was practically set and designed to fail. You know, we've been through the apartheid structures, we've been through the gutter education um, sort of schooling system and the streams and the way we were taught and all of those things. So we didn't have an opportunity to really learn about our heritage. So interesting enough, throughout the month of September, I've been spending a lot of time learning about our history, our culture, our heritage, and trying to connect. And it's interesting, as the universe would have it, I ended up doing a live stream performance in aid of saving the District 6 Museum. So that was my Heritage Day right there. And outside of that, I spent a lot of time, you know, doing research, especially with the musical aspects of our communities to try and connect and to get an understanding, specifically Guma music. And I released my album titled Guma Music in this month as
Wow,
well.
that is
So all
fantastic.
these things are just kind of connecting. So for me, from here on moving forward, it's all about learning. Eh? I need to have a deeper understanding of our culture and of our heritage, and it's a very tough job to also undo what apartheid have really, I would say, subjected us to from
Yeah.
a mental sort of standpoint. You know, it's a very, very difficult task.
Sure. Now, within that context, what do you, within the context of culture, what do you or who do you identify as?
Um, I'm looking at things that I am impacted by on a day-to-day basis. I'm looking at different people. I'm looking at legacies. I'm looking what people have done. I'm looking at what our communities have done as a collective, going back hundreds of years. And for me, it's all about connecting those dots to kind of have the understanding of the culture Because for us in Cape Town, specifically the Western Cape, and specifically those labeled as colored, I think our history and our culture, it's vibrant, it's dynamic, and we are yet to unpack so many aspects of the culture, because there's so much that still have to surface and so much that we still have to learn about, you know. So this is my journey at the moment, is trying to understand that, you know. And I know people will say, yeah, culture, it's got to do probably with your slave roots or your slave heritage. It's probably got to do with the food you eat and how you walk and how you talk. But I don't think it's as simple as that, you know, because if we look into who we are as a people, and if we look at all the different sort of influences and the bloodlines and all those things, it's pretty deep. So we are officially global universal citizens, and there's a lot of history and culture to unpack within that.
Sure. Now, somebody once said, people who don't know their culture is like a tree without roots. Now, what would your advice be to young men and women, or even adults, as they battle or as they search for their cultural identity?
Um, I think that we're living in fortunate times when it comes to accessing information. And we are living, I feel, in the age of enlightenment as well, because if you look at what's happening on social media, and if you look at what's happening on the internet, we are able to connect with so many different people, you know, people that's, I would say, more equipped, maybe more versed in these types of um, topics than we are. So it's just a case of reaching out and always being prepared to learn, you know, and don't have this one dimensional way of thinking about who you are, you know, because for us being on this earth, we are human beings. We are complex
Yes.
entities walking this earth, you know. So it's just deep. I feel it's way deeper than demographic in terms of where we are located and situated. You know, we play a very important role, not just locally or in our country or on a continent, and just going back, you know, to our position in this world. You know, we, I just feel, you know, touching on that, education is the key over here, and the willingness to learn, I would say. And also, if you've acquired the information and the knowledge, how willing are you going to be to share that as well, you know? And I think that we have to encourage critical thinking as well. And we have to be cautious about the information and the people that we connect with as well. You know, it's kind of like a double-edged sword. But I feel it's very important just to connect with as many people as you possibly can, and especially those that have studied, you know, these topics.
Yeah. Do you feel that us as adults have a responsibility to preserve our cultural heritage and to pass those tales on to the next generation?
I feel it's very, very important to protect our culture and preserve our culture, because if you're preserving your culture, you're preserving the integrity, you're preserving, I would say, the principle, you're preserving the essence of who you are and where you are positioned in this world as well. And by telling those stories, we will be able to celebrate, you know, everything that our ancestors, forefathers, and foremothers have gone through. And through those stories, we can also tell a tale of how this generation and future generations should actually protect themselves, so that they don't have to experience what our generations are
Yeah.
experiencing, you know, when it comes to racism, economic inequalities. If you look at the education and how people of color being subjected and still oppressed and suppressed in this day and age.
Yeah.
So we need to tell those stories and preserve that culture and that heritage in order for us to truly, how do you say, have something powerful, you know, that that our kids can inherit.
Yeah. Now you tell stories through music, and so two projects that you've recently worked on, or rather two that comes to mind. One, the real fun hip hop or hip hop, and then the second one is Good Times in Cape Town. That's a song by Fraser Berry that you collaborated with. Now, how did that come about, and what was the idea behind the project?
With the Real Fun Hip Hop, that project came to life about a year and a half, 2 years ago. I was approached by director and producer Mrs. Shaham Domingo
Mhm.
to see how we can actually integrate hip hop with this real dance. And the dance is kind of credited as being connected to the cool and the sun, and it's practically been credited as being one of the first dances that human beings have ever done. So we know that this has become extremely popular, you know, in many of the rural areas. And when I heard that, I thought, wow, this is a really awesome opportunity to learn something new and also to kind of do what I love doing the most, to just fusing different sounds and to see, you know, what the outcomes can actually be or something like this. Then it turned into a theater production. And from there, it went on to different stages throughout the country. We had real dancers in there, and that's actually where I met Fraser. We had Emil on board. We had Miss Patty Monroe. We had youngster CPT on board. We had the jazz band Top Dogs.
Yes.
Top Dogs, sorry, they were on board. Yeah, there's so many phenomenal people that actually came on board with this performance, and everybody had all these really awesome stories to tell, and all these kids, you know, this world champion real dancers being a part of the production, and just the sounds and the instruments, it was just like a new thing. So for me, I was like, you know, I mean, pardon the cliche, like a kid in a candy store just going wild, because I'm just hearing things and I'm like, wow, can't we do this? And through that, you actually start to learn a lot about history and heritage once again. So all the dots are being connected. And also just going back to what I said earlier on, you know, how really deep our roots and our heritage are, and how many how connecting points there are, you know. So for me, that was really awesome. And based on that experience, I actually reached out to Fraser to collaborate on my album Guma Music. And this is how Good Times in Cape Town came to be. So with the album, I wanted to tap into that Guma rhythm. So I wanted to fuse hip hop, dancehall, reggae, and all of these different types of rhythms with that traditional Guma sound. So Fraser came on board, and he kind of added more of the traditional type of flow, you know, on the album. And that was just a truly phenomenal way to round the project off. So here we are now sitting with album. So moving forward, hopefully within the next month or two for the next year, so I'm probably going to be doing a very hard push on the album. And I just feel, you know, this is another starting point for us, because on the album I'm collaborating with so many different people that come from so many different backgrounds, and they have so many different stories and interests. And also just to think we're able to bring all of those personalities into our sound, into our history, into our heritage, into our music culture. So it just goes to show how truly universal it is, you know, that we actually possess as a people.
Sure, the power of collaboration. That is amazing stuff. I mean, as an artist myself, when I heard the title, The Real Fun Hip Hop, now that in itself, real dance, hip hop, how, how do you, you know, so it's a bit of a twister. But anyways, I mean, you guys have done amazingly well. Now, D, let's speak about something else. Now, I had arguably one of the worst phone calls ever in my life on the 9th of March, 2020. On my way to work. Now, I stay in Mitchell's Plain and I work in Rondebosch. Now, you must know, 7 o'clock in the morning to navigate your way through traffic to Rondebosch, it's not an easy one. I get a call. Now, my son's school is in Rondebosch, St. George's Grammar, that Caleb was involved in an accident, a car accident. I'm like, no, what is going on? Sorry, not in a car accident. He was involved in a taxi accident. But how is that possible?
Sure.
Because he gets robbed off with a bus, right? And long story short, this taxi driver, he drove recklessly. He wasn't licensed, and my son was badly injured. Right? He had a broken ankle, broken wrist. He had some teeth that were chipped, and I mean, nothing prepared me for that sight. Yet today, by the grace of God, he's been healed miraculously. He has to go for follow-up procedure in the coming year and so on, but that's fine. But I then posted a video on Facebook where I just expressed my absolute, man, I don't even know what I was thinking at the time. I just poured my heart out, and the feedback was amazing. You were one of the people that inboxed me and said, "Sir, can we use this video and share it with JP Smith?" And I said, "Go ahead. If we can raise some kind of awareness and use the story as something to alert the authorities." And I mean, mine might be one of many, and I'm sure they are. But talk to us about this campaign or initiative that you have, Safer Roads for All campaign, SR4A. Is that, am I right? SR4A.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, man. I remember when your story appeared on social media, you know, and for me, listening and looking at all of these stories, it's quite personal, you know. And when we decided to get actually to formulate this concept, SR4A, Safer Roads for All, it was based on the fact that we've lost friends and family members in motor vehicle accidents, you know. I was involved in an accident once, so have been my in-laws and my parents, and my son got T-boned, and the stories go on and on and on and on. I lost a really good friend in a motorcycle accident and all of these things. But let me just take you back before we actually, you know, developed SR4A. Um, you know, in Cape Town, we love cars. You know, we always aspired to driving our cars and popping wheelies and all these things. Yes, I grew up in Mitchell's Plain, straight out of District 6 into Mitchell's Plain. I've been to Strandfontein Pavilion. We've been to Athlone. We've been to all those places, you know. So as you get drawn in, you know, into the whole scene, into the whole car culture thing and all of these things, when drifting came along, that's what I gravitated towards. So we spent a lot of time, you know, creating events. We spent a lot of time drifting in the parking lot of a nightclub in Athlone, known as Club Atmosphere.
Yes.
And we attracted about 2,000 to 3,000 people every single Sunday just to come and watch us spin our cars around. And things started to happen that actually made me think, wow, what you're actually doing is much bigger than what's going on over here. The first thing that struck me was there was a dad that came with his son, and his son didn't have a long time to live, but this boy wanted to experience drifting. They brought him in his wheelchair. They put him in the car. We took him for a spin. He walked away happy. That was one of his dreams come true.
Sure.
Then we were at another event, and a young lady jumped into the car with me. She was 2 months in a coma after, you know, being in a motor vehicle accident, and she wanted to overcome a fear. And all of those things made me actually think about what we're doing. And then Mark Shuttleworth's foundation reached out to us as well, because they wanted to understand the maths and the science that goes on when you're driving these cars, when you're building the cars, you're tuning the cars, because there's technology and computers and all these things involved. And then we ended up at Falls Bay College, you know, chatting to the youth there and taking our cars there and all these things. And that made me realize you should actually be doing something else, you know, other than what you are doing over there on a Sunday. And we decided, man, we're going to take a proactive and a conscious sort of step towards promoting road safety and the education. But I didn't know how bad or severe the situation is in our country with the road fatalities and the deaths specifically relating to young people. And then we started off creating sort of partnerships with local government. I've been around the table with JP Smith for a very long time, and I'm hoping to get around the table with him again so that we can really become proactive with them coming to the table this time. But the one project that I've been busy with for the last three years is Safely Home. And with them, they're always providing stats. So that kind of opens up the eyes to really, you know, to the big problem or the issue at hand. And also when we look at people's behavior on a day-to-day basis, even at night when I go to work, we look at the amount of people that's actually using the roads, the informal settlements, the more pedestrians using the roads, more taxis on the roads, all the recklessness, all these issues. That just made me realize, man, you know, this problem isn't going to go away anytime soon. So while we have the platform and while we have the capacity and the influence, we should just do that to try and raise the awareness and to get people to change the way they think, you know, about using the vehicles, or even if they're traveling in public transport, or if they're using the roads as pedestrians, or a cyclist or a motorcyclist. So it's a very broad-based program. And over the last 5 years, we've partnered with Killarney International Raceway. And we've been running our program over there where we've been bringing kids in from all over Cape Town City, youth from churches, youth from various organizations. They came from all over, Ocean View, Mitchell's Plain, Easter River, you name it. We've had them there. So we take them through the program, we chat to them, we highlight the dangers, And we also encourage them to become road safety ambassadors. And we know young people love cars. So they jump in the cars with us on the track and we take them for a spin. So we'll spin the cars out. We'll give them, you know, a little bit of speed and all of these different types of things. But that's to prove to them, you know, that it's okay to participate on a racetrack where it's safe to do so. And we use the example and tell them, look, if you're going to be street racing, doing any type of reckless driving, drinking and driving out on a public road, there's so many other obstacles. You can kill yourself. You can kill other people in the car with you. You can hurt, you can be the cause of so much carnage out there as well. So you got other road users that's also using the road. You have structures, you have buildings, you have traffic lights. There's other people. So that's, you know, that's kind of the gist of the program. So we're into our 5th year right now. And we are hoping, you know, that this program is going to be around for a long time. And the thing that we are focusing on now is taking the project to different communities. And we know not too many people can actually travel. And with COVID-19,
That's right.
not too many people can actually come to the tracks. So we are looking at hopefully raising funds in order for us to take the program to the communities.
Sure, that's amazing. Now, I believe in the power of collaboration. Now, irrespective of how big or small we may be. Now, what can schools or even this platform, how can we assist in raising or spreading the awareness around road safety that your initiative seeks to address? How can we join hands? Is there any such possibility?
Absolutely. I mean, it will help if people can just go onto our page and give it a like in the meantime. And of course, just follow my my post and my threads when it comes to that, and maybe just share that. And also speak to your kids, you know, about road safety, even if they are young and they don't have a driver's license or they can't drive yet. So we have to shape their minds and we have to sort of cultivate this level of awareness. And I just feel that teachers actually need to have this conversation with the learners on a regular basis as well. And the principal, when they're doing the assemblies, they need to talk to young people about this, because we use the roads almost every single day of our lives to get from point A to point B. So I don't understand why this is a topic or issue that's constantly lurking in the shadows. And I mean, we're looking at sort of the motorized problem. We are looking at kids on foot specifically, if you want to call it sort of the areas that's not well developed, and we look at the amount of transport that goes through those areas. So we need to actually chat to our kids about this, you know, and we need to have these conversations, you know, with our peers and our friends and whoever else, you know. And I know it becomes sticky, especially when the dinger's ricking and the party is going lekker, and then the driver want to convince you, nah, I'm all right, man, you know, just one for the road or whatever. So we need to change that mentality as well, you know, because like I said, we spend so much time of our lives, you know, on the road using some form of transportation or commuting. This should actually be right at the top there. And the fact that the stats, it's not looking good at the moment. It's actually becoming worse. The big problem at the moment is drinking and driving. That's a major problem. The other problem is people not using the seat belts. And the other problem is people actually thinking they can hold on to the little ones while they're sitting on their laps in the front seat. That is a big no-no. Unfortunately, you know, you're not going to have enough reaction time should, God forbid, somebody crash into you at 60, 80, 100 kilometers per hour, or vice versa. You just don't have the strength to hold that human being, and you just don't have the reactionary time, you know. So you stand a better chance of putting your little one in a certified car seat and making sure that, you know, your little one's safe in the back over there. And everybody in the car needs to be, you know, strapped in. It doesn't matter if you're sitting on the back seat as well, because with all the tests and you're actually looking at the information surfacing, even people that don't have the seat belts on in the back seats, they actually become projectiles.
Yes.
You know, they fly forward, and if they smack into the person sitting in front, you could dislocate, you could break somebody's neck, nose, whatever the case may be. So these are all the horrors that we have to contend with, and we got enough problems that we have to deal with. And road fatalities, I would say about probably 99% of the times, we can control it. You
Yeah.
know, it's just how we think about it and how we act.
You know, cell phones, that's another thing. Whilst driving,
Oh yeah.
oh, that's a big problem. But I was driving down the Jake's Carnival Drive one morning, and a police vehicle, a bakkie. There was a gentleman driving the bakkie with with a baby on his lap in broad
Sure.
daylight. Now that to me is so worrying. Now, do you, I don't want to put you on the spot here, but you know, you said earlier we must speak to our kids and all of that. You know, what's the age-old tale, man? The kids are going to listen to the teachers or the parents, man. So do you have? Do you ever go around to schools or to maybe to drive the message home, or is that something that doesn't fit into your schedule these days?
Man, it totally depends. You know, I think it's important to visit schools, especially if you are a personality, an entity, organization that's got influence, and you practically want to spread a message or present an opportunity. I think it's very important to go out to the schools. So for us, the one thing that we find very effective is bringing youth to where we are to actually get that experience. And interesting enough, we visited a couple of schools with our cars, and the kids lost their minds. They all rushed to the cars. But the good thing was that we actually got their attention,
Yes.
because the minute the bonnet goes open, they're asking you questions, and now you're able to respond. And they're always asking you, "No, my bro, don't you want to rev or maak warm and blah, 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 blah." And then we tell them, "Look, we don't do this in public spaces. If you want to see us get busy, you want to see the cars running, come to the track or come to the events or whatever, you know, then
Yeah.
you'll see what the cars are all about." And that kind of registers. And we tell them, you know, look, we're not out here to try and race, because the streets aren't built for what these cars are capable of doing. So the cars are the carrot, you know,
Yes.
because
Yes.
they can relate
Absolutely.
to it. It's just drifting cars. They play it on their gaming consoles. They build it in the console, so they understand everything: the turbos, the wheels, the body kits, the steering wheels, all the custom components. They understand that, you know. So we feel we are able to make a huge impact that way as well. So through my years, it's always been music and doing performances at schools, and then delivering the message, because now you draw them in. And the thing with road safety, it's been the cause, you know,
Yeah.
definitely. So that's ultimately the carrot to get their attention.
100%. Now, listen, we have to almost release you because you have some DJ duties that in the next couple of minutes. So, but before you go, just very, very briefly, what would you say to a having gone through life now and experiences and all of that? What would you say to 16-year-old Dion Daniels if you had that opportunity?
Wow, sure. 16-year-old Dion Daniels, definitely study, stay in school. You shouldn't have bunked, and you shouldn't have let your friends do your homework. And now you're at this age now, and now you have to deal with all the admin. So the universe is punishing you for all the years that you bunked. No, definitely. Yeah, I think I would have had a conversation of more dealing with education. You know, just yeah. I know it's difficult. It's not easy. We've all been through that phase. We've all gone. You know, for most kids growing up in Mitchells Plain on the Cape Flats, we can fully identify when the negative elements, the gangs, the drugs, and all these elements come into the picture. I had to face that. I've been through, you know, I've been through all of that as well. So I think I would have definitely had that type of conversation, you know. And also, I lost my dad at a very early age. I was 10 years old when my dad passed away. So I didn't really have a father figure, you know, to sit me down and to have these conversations. And being raised by a single mom, and mom's up at 4 in the morning to walk to Mitchells Plain Town Center to take a bus, and the son's at home for most of the day, you know, getting into whatever it is that young boys get into with their homies. There wasn't a father figure to really sit me down and make me understand certain things. And unfortunately, my sister and I, we had to grow up very quickly, just due to circumstances, you know, within the household and what was happening around us as well. So at a very, very early age, we were practically forced to grow up very, very quickly. You know, so I would probably have had all these types of conversations with 16-year-old me.
Here you go. Now, somebody I read once. that humility is royalty without a crown. And so
Wow.
when I look at you, and I mean when I reached out to you initially to ask if you would come, if you would be willing to come onto the program, you responded by saying, "Thank you for the opportunity." I listened to an interview that you had, that somebody asked you, a journalist, after you and your youngster CPT's show at the Grand Arena of some time ago. And again, you responded first by saying, "Thank you for the opportunity." And to me, that speaks of your humble character. I don't know you on a personal level, but that comes through very strongly. And so, I want to believe that that is a contributing factor to the success that you have experienced and enjoyed over the years, the accolades that has been bestowed upon you, and that comes from some things you can. I keep on saying some things you can't fake, and so thank you for inspiring me with your humility. Thank you for your heart that you share so freely tonight with the thousands of people that are listening to us tonight, and on our page. I am inspired today, and I want to wish you nothing but the best with all your initiatives, all your endeavors. You are impacting lives meaningfully, you know,
Wow.
meaningfully. And so thank you for that. And I want to wish you strength upon strength, sir.
Yeah, likewise. And once again, just thank you so much. And also, I also want to take this opportunity also to thank everybody within my circle as well. Everybody that's always in my corner, all the volunteers, all my friends, everybody always working around the clock to give me, I would say, the right form of guidance as well. Because a lot of people, when they see a person, it comes across as a one-man show,
Yeah,
but it doesn't quite work that way.
yeah,
So my wife, my family, everybody else had a very, very important role to play, in helping me and guiding me as well, and of course the obvious person is my mom as well. So yeah, thank you so much. And I also want to thank everybody, for taking time out to listen to this conversation. And the other thing that motivates me is having these types of conversations and exchanges with people. I get the opportunity to learn as well, and also to get a understanding of how the world actually works. And I've come to realize, through the years, it's not about you. you know Life is bigger than me. It's not just me in my bubble, and it's not just about me. And for us, I feel it's very important, like you said earlier on, the power of collaboration is thinking along those lines. And don't think because I'm a DJ, I'm a rapper, I'm a singer, I'm a garbage collector, I don't have the right, or I shouldn't have the right to connect with a doctor, a lawyer, a scientist, whatever the case may be. At the end of the day, you strip away the titles, you take DJ Ready D, you take all these things out of the equation, there you're only going to get a human being, the same as everybody else. So that's kind of my take on where I am right now. So thank you so much.
yo, no man, I don't want you to stop. No, no, no. That was amazing. Dee, thank you very much. I'm gonna take leave of you now, and so I wish you strength and good luck with the show later. I must still stay on because I've got some announcements to make
Okay.
later. So God bless her, and I'm hoping that we can count on you in future again to come and chat to us, maybe in the far future. Not right now. Don't
Yeah,
bother you again.
absolutely, absolutely. I'll be glad, to continue the conversation. And all of the best to you, man. Thank you so much. And please send my greetings to your son.
Will do. Thank you so much, sir. Appreciate it.
Sure, man. Thank you so much. Bye
All
bye.
right. Cheers. So while we take leave of D, welcome everybody. I know I've neglected you a little bit tonight by not saying hello and welcome and greetings. I see Kurt Manar is on, and I see so many from the R. Did I know from the R? And there's Jan Len van Wyk. Says just using a zebra crossing is difficult for our learners. There are little to no examples being set by our community and so on. So colleagues, this was a beautiful conversation, and I'm hoping that those of you who couldn't watch it from the beginning go back and listen to it again. Um, Now tonight we've got the exciting announcements to make, and to assist me with that is Theola Phillips.
Hello.
Good evening to you, Theola. Jy gaan vir ons help met die announcements and maybe with the admin. And I've invited somebody else on because this teacher has been so amazing in terms of her sharing and liking and engaging and interacting. And I thought, no, 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 no. This one, we must get onto the program to help us with the announcement. I don't see her as yet, so I'm good. If she comes, I'll admit her into the meeting. But Theola, just very quickly, man, help us quickly to give us a recap of what the 4 competitions was. I can give you. Do you need me to assist you with that, or are you able to recall it off the cuff?
Okay, the first one was where they had to share and like and also tag 3 colleagues into the competition. And the sponsorships were Hoe Nou Gemaak Meneer, Resource Divas, and Classroom Charms. So they sponsored those gifts. It was a massage, and there's an educator's t-shirt, and also resources for the classroom. And then the second one was the feedback form.
Be-
So that
Before you go, before you go to the second one, so just to recap, so the 3 prizes: an educational resource pack from Classroom Charms. The
yeah,
second one, a head and shoulder massage sponsored by Hoe Nou Gemaak Meneer.
yeah,
And the third one, a T-shirt sponsored by Resource Diva or Divas.
divas.
Divas. And that's, if you're a meneer, then obviously it will be printed meneer. And if you're a
Mm.
juffrouw, then so it shall be. And what you needed to do was to like and follow the page and the sponsors, of course. And then you had to tag 3 teachers
Yeah,
working in South Africa. And that included the, what do you call it now? The ECD centers. Am I correct?
yeah, yes, that's correct.
All right. So what was the next one, ma'am?
The next one was the feedback form. They had to fill in the feedback form so that we can improve the page, Western Cape Teachers Forum page. And that was a t-shirt sponsored by Cactus Printing and Design. That
Okay.
was the second one.
So Cactus Printing and Design, they sponsored a Western Cape Teachers Forum T-shirt of your, you know, that your color, your choice, the design and all of that. Okay, and then the third one, Theola?
The third one was is a voucher, either coffee or wine tasting, and then also a photography session of 45 minutes long, 30 digital images, sponsored by me. Thank you.
Wow, sponsored by me and you. So there's the selfie competition. You had to a crazy cool or smart selfie, and then obviously the one with the most reactions. Now everybody could see who that one was, but anyways, we'll still announce it. And then the fourth one is
The last one was the Res Active competition where they had to like Western Cape Teachers Forum and like Res Active and then just write I love the teaching profession and then obviously give the reason why and then also subscribe to our YouTube channel.
okay. And somebody just jumped into the conversation here unannounced. Who's this person? It says Leroy, but there's a female face. Hello, is it Rosalia?
Hi, good evening. Hi, good evening. Rosalia here.
Rosalia. Hi, Rosalia. How are you?
I'm good, and yourself, Lee?
Very, very well. Thank you. No complaints. Why is your name Leroy? Is that your second name or your stage name?
That's my hubby's name.
Listen, I just said to Theola earlier that the way you went on our page, it was crazy. I had to get you on because, yes, so it was liking and sharing and commenting and going. And I'm like, wanneer gaan die, wanneer week die vrou?
Entire weekend, yes.
Crazy. It was
Yes,
amazing. When I saw these competitions, I was like, this is the first time ever I see a competition for teachers. And it was Teachers Day, and teachers, we are so used to just giving, 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 that we forget that sometimes there's actually people that want us to receive something.
yes,
And when I
yes.
saw that, I started tagging my colleagues. I started tagging primary school schools in the comment just to make sure that as many teachers actually get the opportunity to enter this competition.
So where do you teach, Rosalia?
I teach at Western Primary down Merridale in Mitchell's Plain.
Western Primary in Mitchell's Plain. Okay, and how long have you been teaching there?
I've been teaching there for 8 years.
8 years. Okay, so you're quite almost double digits, eh?
Yes.
Okay, now Thea, you're gonna assist us with the announcements. But Thea, like, how are we gonna do the first one? Because I think the people want to obviously get into the criteria. So let me. Are we going to? Do we have numbers here? Do we have a?
I've got numbers, yes.
Okay.
You can enable me to share my screen, then I can do that for you.
Okay, let me just quickly do the okay, let's do that. Okay, try now.
Can you see?
Yes, ma'am. Let's go.
Okay, so this is the competition, the first one, and then we have all the names here. It goes right down to 408. Okay?
408. So 1 to 4. Is that for competition 1?
Yes, that is for competition 1.
Okay.
So I'm just going to pin this one. Where is it now?
Okay. Take your time. Take your time. We here.
Okay. Can we start? Are we going to go with the first one?
Wait. Are we ready? I'm then also excited now. Rosalia,
Okay, so what's going to happen is this is going to generate a number, and then we're going to go down the list to see who that person is.
so
We can even go as far as to go to the person's profile to see.
oh, fantastic. So let's do that. So once you click generate, it just gives a number, doesn't roll.
No, it's going to just give a number.
Oh, yeah, no, okay. Rosalia, you can say when she can press.
Or do you want us to go the second one, and then we go with the third one? Or
No. First time winner. Rosalia, you can tell Theola when she can press, and then whatever number appears there, that will be the winner. All right.
Okay, let's go.
217.
Lucky number 217. Who is that?
Ruth Lewis. Shall we go on to this person's profile?
Let's very quickly see what Ruth Lewis looks like. Well done, Ruth Lewis. Oh wow, well done. Ruth, it says here, Ruth is an HR manager at Western Cape. What does it say? College of Nursing.
Yeah. Yes.
You know,
That
Ruth?
is what it says there.
No, but hang on now. Wait. Isn't Ruth supposed to be a teacher? Or doesn't it matter? Help me quickly.
Or maybe she wrote in for somebody. Let's see her. We can get her onto a live, perhaps. We can get everybody in.
No, but I just want to look. I want to be fair to Ruth and to everybody. It doesn't. What it says here? Like, follows your the page sponsors, tag 3 teachers. No. It doesn't say you have to be a teacher, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Okay, so Rosalia and Theola, are you happy that Ruth Lewis is the winner of the educational resource pack of Classroom Charms, the head and shoulder massage from Huno Gemaak, and the t-shirt from Resource Diva?
Wow.
I'm good. Yeah, we can go with her.
Okay, well done, Ruth
Yes.
Lewis. Fantastic. Wow. Congratulations on that awesome one. Righto, next one.
Okay, the next one is the feedback, the t-shirt one. So we have 13 feedback forms that came back. So
Okay.
we're going to do exactly the same. So I'm just going to change that to 13, and then we're going to generate a number, and then that will be the person. But this one is not linked to
No, that's
the
fine.
no? So, okay.
Before you do that, I just want to see the names quickly. Who are the, I must actually write that down. So the first one is Ruth Lewis, ne?
Yep.
All right. And the second one, okay, so Krishna Mathieu, Althea Bartman, Nicholas Pedro, Arnold May, Abdul Seat, is it Sayat or Seat, Courtney Dixon, Chandra for girls. All right. Well, good luck to all 13 of you. So this one is a t-shirt sponsored by Cactus Printing and Design, Western Cape Teachers Forum t-shirt. So between 1 to 13. Rosalia, when you're ready, ask her to click.
Let's go.
Right, okay.
Okay.
Lucky number 11. Who is that? Rosa.
Yay!
Oh my word! No, man. Listen, I need to disclaim here that this was not pre-planned. This was not part of oh my word, look at this. It is,
That's
Viola,
good we're doing it this way then, eh?
eh?
That's good we're doing it this way.
That's
There's
good.
no cheating involved.
Yeah, that's a Google.com random number generator that did not come from us, please, guys. Okay, well, fantastic. I almost said welcome, fantastic Leroy at Rosalia. Okay, wow, look at you. Ik weet het
Wel,
niet.
daar?
Sy wen sowieso. Okay. Anyways, right. Okay, so unshare this one quickly. I'm gonna take the third and the fourth one, and then you can just give me sharing rights so that I can just do the third and the fourth one before we continue. Can
Okay.
you? Yeah. But you need to stop. There we go. Am I back in the driving seat? Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Now, collega's, let's. Okay. Now you need to make me a host again. So just right click on my page or on my gesiggie and then say make host.
Okay.
All right. Perfect. Okay. So now let's go to the competition announcements. Now, oopsie. Why is it not? There we go. Okay. Now where are you guys? I'm not seeing you guys.
I see you.
Let me just do this. Sorry. All right, there we are. All right. Okay, so we're done with number 1 and number 2. And so the third one is a selfie competition that for the craziest, coolest, smartest selfie, but more importantly, the one with the most likes or reactions was the winner. And what was the prize, Theola? Help me. Is it coffee or wine tasting? Sponsored by
Depends
Western.
on the person, yeah.
Depends on the person. And then the second one is a 45-minute photo shoot with 30 digital prints, sponsored by Mrs. Theola Phillips. And so, and the winner is, isn't it like a drum roll or something? All right, and the winner is Muniba Nero. Was it Nero? Wow, well done. Well done, Muniba. Well done, fantastic. And look, let's have a look at, this is the winning selfie, and you can see there, it got 79 reactions there, likes and loves. Let's go on this right wave of positive and lekker vibes. You can't beat them, we join them. Life's a beach. Wow, lekker.
Yeah, I think she got Imperial, eh?
Is she at Imperial Primary?
I think so. I read in the comments.
Okay, so we will make contact with her. And then somebody says, well done on 79 votes, doing the most. Okay, so that's perfect. Okay, so well done, Muniba. Well done, Ruth, so far. And of course, our guest here, Ms. Rosalia. Is it Davidos? Is that the right spelling?
Davidos, yeah.
Wow, that's a very expensive surname. All right. Now, the last one is a Res Active accommodation voucher. This is towards an accommodation at any of the suppliers of Res Active. Now they are traveling and tourists, so they do. These are some of the services that Res Active offer. They book accommodation within South Africa for clients. They have concierge services, they're booking restaurants, car hire, activities, and excursions. They book and oversee conferences and events on behalf of clients, and they also book and assist with domestic flights. And my friend Bronwyn Detroit from Res Active has been so kind to sponsor this particular prize. Now there are terms and conditions that apply, but the winner will obviously have to engage with the service provider as regards those. But well done for, okay, no, I'm not saying, I can't say well done. Now, I want Rosalia to actually, let me just see what happens next. So Rosalia must read the winning entry. No? So the winning entry said, why do you like, okay, so the question is, why do you like the teaching profession? All right, and then you have to like Res Active, and you have to like our YouTube page, so our YouTube channel rather. So Rosalia, I'm going to put the winning entry up, and after that, it's obviously the person who won. But you need to read for us what this person had entered, okay? And lekker loud so that almal kan hoor. Here we go.
Okay. Is this me? Okay, should I read?
I don't know what you're talking about. Read the entry.
Ooh. I love the teaching profession because I get to do what I love every day. Choose a job you love and you'll never work a day in your life. And that's the honest truth. And I'm thankful, really every day, whole day thankful. I am blessed daily with the opportunity to mold and develop a child into the best human being they could possibly be. Oh, I'm getting goosebumps. I get to learn daily from my colleagues and especially the children. They are the best teachers. They honestly are the best teachers. I just had a conversation with my colleague today. Sorry. I love for my learners aha moments. I get to build special bonds with kids that last a lifetime. I simply love teaching because it is my passion.
Now the hashtags, you must do the hashtags as well.
Hashtag making a difference, hashtag passion, hashtag Teachers Day 2020, hashtag teach, hashtag love, hashtag inspire.
And the winner is Woo! Rosa.
Oh my God. Thank you so very much.
Look at that winning pose, man. I mean, that's not even funny.
That's all I to shoot. Oh my word.
No, listen.
Beautiful.
Wow, look. I mean,
Wow.
what an amazing story this is. And again, this was not planned. Not at all. We simply went on and we engaged all of the people who were involved. We are admin team. And so again, Rosalia, thank you once again for wow, congratulations firstly.
Yes.
And thank you
so much. Thank you very much.
Yes, and you must keep that energy going. Yes, see, you have a great vibe, so just keep on. My phone went off the entire week, and I think, Lee, listen, you must check this person out.
Yeah, no,
Thank
but
you so much.
listen, we will make contact with Ruth, with your kind self, and with Moniba Nira as regards the arrangements and logistics and what and how and when. So, colleagues, thank you very much. Theola, thank you very much for your awesome assistance, always behind the scenes most of the time. But you form part of the backbone of the platform. And so, just by the way, before we take leave of absence from one another, Rosalia, how long have you been a follower or a friend of the page?
I've been a friend for a while. I think I can't now say exactly how long, but I know I've been because I saw a post pop up of the Western.
But now don't think because there's no more prizes that we're having or campaigns, you can stop sharing now. Now, please engage us and share and support us.
Most definitely.
Well, congratulations once again to everybody, Theola and Rosalia. Thank you very much for your time. Colleagues, thank you once again for joining in. It was an absolute treat having you guys tonight. And good luck with the marking, man, with the assignment. Oh, that cannot be easy.
But yeah, thank you very much. I'm gonna mark now.
Okay, all the best, guys. Cheers. We'll speak soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.